What up, family? Welcome to Wednesday, the Swagu podcast. Listen, man, a few things to get into. It's been a minute since I seen y'all. We've been in playoff mode, so I've been rolling. Been on the road, been in these stadiums, left New Orleans. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into the Luka AD trade. I know we're a little bit late, but I got to get my opinion off. And all things to cap off the NFL season, obviously, Philly and KC. But first and foremost, it's hump day. And what hump day means is you're in the middle of the week, you're almost there. Now, I know a lot of y'all look forward to the weekend, but there's a lot of production to be had from now until the end of the week. So y'all go and handle your business so by the time you get to Friday, you can feel good about what you left on the table and go enjoy your weekend without it being on your plate. All right, so here we go. Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know what that was, y'all. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what that was. That was not expected. That was the most unexpected thing I think I've witnessed in football in a long time. And we've seen blowouts. Like we saw Seattle, Denver. We've seen them. But not with what was riding on this game. A three-peat for the Kansas City Chiefs history. Patrick Mahomes, the golden child, the golden era, the example of quarterbacks and what they aspire to be in this generation. Andy Reid, one of the best coaches in NFL history. Steve Spagnuolo, one of the most phenomenal defensive coordinators in NFL history. And across the sideline was the Philadelphia Eagles with Nick Sirianni, who was 2-2 this year. And everybody was talking about, was he really the guy for the job? Across the sideline was a newly acquired Saquon Barkley, who, by the way, was shut down in the Super Bowl. Based on his production, he still made some critical plays. On the opposite sideline was the OG Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator for Philly, and Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. And Philly outcoached them. Outplayed them, out-physicaled them, outdid everything. Patrick Mahomes, 2 turnovers, 1 pick six to a rookie, Cooper DeJean. Matter of fact, shout out to Howard Roseman, man. Howard Roseman been greasing these drafts and free agency, supplementing this team, continuing to keep them relevant and better every single season. I think there's 3 Super Bowls in the last 10 years. 2 they won. Nick Foles won the first one against the Brady. Led. That's all you need to know. I was down in New Orleans, had a great time. Food, family, fun. A lot of people was enthusiastic about the game. A lot of people enthusiastic about the season coming to an end. And the Super Bowl is the ultimate culmination of a sports season. It's nothing bigger. World Cup, soccer, but that's the world. Football is specific to the United States of America. And the fact that it gets this big, I think the numbers are in. It's like 133 million people watch the game. Just a phenomenal culmination of the season. What happened in the game was Jalen Hurts, who has not been in the same circles with the top quarterbacks in the NFL, who has not been mentioned as one of those prolific passers, prolific runners, who has not been mentioned as one of the guys that could be the face of the league, just casually struts into the Super Bowl for a second time, where none of the guys we mentioned, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, actually been to a Super Bowl already, so that's a notch on this belt. All of these other guys that we talk about that's chasing Pat and trying to dethrone Pat. This is 2 times now we've seen Jalen Hurts play Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl and outplay him. And look, the first one, Pat did what he had to do. They won the game. He played well, especially down the stretch. But Jalen Hurts individually has outplayed Pat both times in the Super Bowl. Now, that's not to cast any aspersions on Pat. That's to actually elevate Jalen Hurts. Different type of conversation going on about him right now, man. Dude is elite. He's gonna get another deal. He's already been paid once. He's gonna get another deal here soon, a couple of years, a year or two. And he rightfully deserves it as a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, twice Super Bowl participant. And I don't see Philly slowing down. So I got to give the Philadelphia Eagles a lot of credit. The Kansas City Chiefs are on a quest to win three. A three-peat is phenomenal. They won the previous two. We're not throwing Kansas City away. We just going to make room for the Philadelphia Eagles and what they've been able to do. And now finally getting it done. It's going to be interesting to see the tone change about Jalen Hurts going forward. That's the Super Bowl. Shout out to Philadelphia Eagles, man, winning the Super Bowl. It don't hurt me at all. Y'all know how much I love the Dallas Cowboys. It does not hurt me at all when I watch a team earn and claw and scratch their way to win the Super Bowl, go through the ups and downs, deal with the adversity, and then have a chance to go play a team that's going for a three-peat, a dynasty, some juggernauts that's been in the Super Bowl the previous 2 years, and they go and they absolutely destroy the Kansas City Chiefs. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles, man. All right, moving on. Listen, y'all, it was a trade. Now, I'm here in Dallas, and it was a trade that happened here recently that shocked the world. It's a lot going on, though. It's a lot of ancillary things going on that I think is very out of pocket. Nico Harris, the general manager of the Dallas Mavericks, is taking all the heat, as y'all know, for trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers and getting AD. Unfortunately, AD already hurt. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But anyway, Luka was the bright and shining star here in Dallas. And some things are coming out, some reports are coming out. Was he in shape? Was he able to handle his business the way he needed to? Was he right for the culture? Was he a fit? This was the governor of the Dallas Mavericks coming out and having some quotes that were very eyebrow raising about Luka. We know they were directed towards Luka. I think the Dallas Mavericks are still a good team if Anthony Davis is going to be available. The injury bug has hit this team. But more importantly, Luka Doncic with the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, I want everybody to go back and think about the historical things that the Los Angeles Lakers has done. Kareem, Kobe, drafting Kobe, or trading for Kobe after the draft, going get Shaq, going get Pau Gasol, winning championships, and then LeBron James. And now you have Luka Doncic. They're going to keep a star in L.A., bro. That's just what it is. They're going to keep doing it. I got to give Jeannie Buss a lot of credit, Rob Pelinka, a lot of credit for pulling this off. Now, it feels like they pull the wool over Nico Harris' head. They got fans at the stadium talking about death threats, and they had to beef up security for the man. That's too far. That's too much, Dallas Mavs. That's too much, fans. I get it. Y'all love Luka. Luka was phenomenal here, sensational, went to finals, all of that type of stuff. But the business of basketball happened, and everybody got to live with it because it ain't going to get reversed, and Luka ain't coming back unless it's way later. I'm sure the Los Angeles Lakers going to do everything they can to hold on to Luka Doncic for as long as they possibly can, as long as he's playing at a high level like he's been doing. I'm not just gonna tell y'all to get like don't have feelings about it, but get over it when it comes to all of the vitriol that's being directed towards Nico Harris, the general manager for the Dallas Mavericks. Get over it, man. Like these things happen, trades happen. It is what it is. Kevin Durant left OKC. We got all kind of stuff happen. Not a trade, but free agents leave and players don't stay with teams forever. And you could tell me the NBA is watered down. Whatever. It's not. Them boys hooping. Them boys are the best in the world. So I'm going to just shout out the Los Angeles Lakers for continuously keeping a superstar on that roster. Y'all, that's real now. It's a lot. It's a lot. Luka Doncic, Los Angeles Lakers, him along with LeBron James. Now, here's my question. I wonder if he's going to learn a lot from LeBron, just as far as taking care of your body, being ahead of making sure that you're available. These little knick-knack injuries that anybody can get, but can they be prevented in any way? Luka's already a superstar. Luka's done enough in his career right now to be a Hall of Famer from the NBA in the NBA. So we're not talking about the hooper. Been available more than unavailable, by the way. There might be some things he can pick up from the GOAT. I know y'all ain't gonna like that. But it's all good. This is Wednesday. We just catching up on the Swagu podcast. Like, subscribe, follow, catch us on YouTube. Do all of that type of stuff. Now I gotta go. I gotta go to New Orleans, man. With New Orleans, the Super Bowl. I was home. Home is not New Orleans. I'm from Baton Rouge, but Louisiana is home. Very familiar with New Orleans. Got family. I was able to hang out. So let me tell y'all about my week. Okay, during the Super Bowl, I leave Wednesday. I get to the airport. The airport is packed with 1 million people. Number one. Swagu, what's up, man? What's up, Swagu? Who you got in the Super Bowl? Swagu, what's up? First of all, as we go forward, stop asking me for my damn picks. I'll give them to you when we're on TV. Because obviously, if you know me as Swagu, you're going to know that I'm on TV and I'm doing the picks. I say one thing wrong, and everybody in the airport looking at me crazy because I ain't picked their team or something like that. So that's the first experience getting there. Second experience of getting there was the phenomenal food that is always prevalent. As soon as you walk through the terminal in the New Orleans airport, there is Cafe Du Monde. Now, this is not the original one, but there's a Cafe Du Monde where you can get beignets. These sugary, powdery, soft, delectable pieces of bread with some coffee. Y'all see how my face turned up when I do that, man? Lord have mercy. Had to give me some of those. And then later on, when I got to the hotel, we were at the La Meridian. That's where we stayed. Later on, when I got to the hotel, I had to get me some fried fish. Now, I don't even know my girl name. But I was walking out of the elevator. Our set was over at Harris. I was walking out of the elevator, and I saw this pretty lady who looked like she was in her chef's uniform, and she had flour on a whatever you call them things, the chef coat. She had flour. So I knew immediately she was back there throwing down. I said, sister, what you doing? You frying some fish back there? What you doing? Some po' boys? She was like, you want something? And she called me Marcus. And that's how I knew I was home. I said, you damn right I want something. She said, what you want? I said, I want some fried catfish. I said, the only way I can eat it, though, is with Louisiana fish fry. She said, that's what we using. Y'all, I was sitting in the green room, and this little styrofoam white thing was delivered to the room with some fried catfish in it. Mouth watering. Some French fries and a piece of French bread. Now, it wasn't a whole po' boy because it was half the French bread. But when I tell y'all, this was my introduction to New Orleans. This was my introduction to New Orleans. And I had a time with that plate. And then after that, we went and did a little TV. And then after that, when I wrapped up TV, my partner was there with me. Saw a lot of people. That first night, RC put together a little shindig, Ryan Clark. Had the ESPN people. There wasn't a lot of people. But y'all, when I tell you a time was had, it was a full layout, a full spread. Now, food is gonna come up in this trip quite a bit. Full layout: fried catfish, lamb, dirty rice, chicken Alfredo, broccoli. It was sweet potato beignets. What? Sweet potato beignets. Yeah, sweet potato inside a beignet with the powdered sugar on the top. RC showed his ass, man. We had everything you could think of to eat that represented New Orleans. We even had king cake. We had necklaces on with lights. He had a lady standing on stilts. She was about 9 feet, 10 feet tall. He had a second line band come through. He had a band singing all of the hits that I love, all of the slow songs that I love. Matter of fact, RC, we got to get the name of that band. And then at the end of the night, I told y'all the second line band came. We was dancing the night away. Me, Molly, Boogie, MK, that's Mina Kimes. Cam was in there. Stephen A was dancing. RC, obviously. Like, it was a blast, man. Dan was dancing and eating. Dan was eating, y'all. It was a great time, great fellowship, great family. So that got New Orleans kicked off. Rest of the way we did shows. I went out to Morrow Steak, which was good. Shout out to my boy Larry Morrow. Ate good. Great place, great, beautiful scene, good food, solid. Everything was good. And then Friday, I got ready to get up to do the shows. I did a appearance for this company called On Location. It was phenomenal. I got to link up with my Louisiana fish fry people. That was phenomenal. And then we did the show, and the show was a blast. We had so many people there. I did a season finale, as I always do, of BMB. For people that don't know that, that's called Big Man Balling. The crowd got hyped where I highlight big dudes making plays in the NFL. And then Friday, after the show, my sister was there, my dad was there. After the show, I got on the plane, got my ass home. Because it was about to get crazy in New Orleans for the weekend. And I wasn't finna do all that. Straight up. But I had a blast at the Super Bowl, man. It just was good to be back in Louisiana celebrating the league that I love and enjoying myself. Y'all, it's the off season. And the off season brings a lot of things for me. The off season brings kids sports. The off season brings following storylines and paying attention to the goings ons and the happenings in sports. My son gonna be hooping on the EYBL circuit. We got my daughter playing USAV volleyball. My youngest, my oldest is at Texas Spring. Volleyball coming up. It's a lot of things going on this off season. I just wanted to use this show on Wednesday to tell you I appreciate y'all, man, rocking with me. I know the podcast ain't every week. The schedule is crazy. The podcast is something I do out of labor of love. It's something I do so I can communicate with y'all directly without any stoppages or anything going on like that. So I'm not really gonna make this podcast super sportsy. I'm gonna just make this podcast, and I'm gonna end this podcast by saying thank you. It was a phenomenal season, man. I'm looking forward to next year, but I'm gonna enjoy myself. I'm gonna enjoy the summer. We're gonna do these podcasts throughout the off season. I ain't guaranteeing every week, but we're gonna do these podcasts throughout the off season. We're gonna have a great time, great fellowship, things that matter. Um, Keep y'all up to speed on what's going on in my life. Keep y'all up to speed on what's going on in the NFL, things that are happening in and around all these leagues, to sports. Basketball about to pick up and become prominent. All-Star Weekend coming up as well this week. But y'all rock with your boy, man, and I just want to say I appreciate it. I know a lot of times we get on television or we get out in public and y'all see us and we roll and we work and we not able to like fully show the gratitude, but we know that a large part of what we able to do is reflected back on y'all and how much y'all pay attention, how much y'all digest. It's been a hell of a season, man. We got the draft coming up, Shador, Cam Ward, the two quarterbacks. See where they gonna go. We got the combine coming up. I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of news coming out of there. Coaching changes. Kellen Moore becomes the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Mike Vrabel back in New England. Aaron Glenn with the New York Jets. Liam Cohen with the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's just a lot of really good things happening on the sports atmosphere. And this offseason, this summer, this spring, gonna be super fun, man. And I just want to say again, thank you for rocking out. Now, here's the thing. Like I told y'all when I first started this podcast, the Swagu podcast, like, subscribe, follow. We on YouTube as well. When I first told y'all about this podcast, I said, we're going to laugh, we're going to disagree, we're going to agree, you're going to get mad, and we're going to turn up for one another, man. So I got to leave you with this. Social media going to be a little chill for me. During the season, I rev it up because I'm communicating, talking football. all of the type of things. Social media gonna be a little chill. I'm gonna back away from it a little bit, kind of get ingrained in life and chilling with my family and doing those things and kind of omitting some distractions. So the podcast will be a phenomenal source to catch up with what I'm doing and where I'm going and what's happening in the sports landscape and how I think about what's happening. So with that being said, man, y'all enjoy. Continue to rock out. Continue to do your thing. I just wanted to get them few sports topics off my chest. It'll be more to come. But more importantly, I just wanted to give y'all gratitude. Tell y'all about how I spent my Super Bowl time doing things that I love to do. So, mad love, mad peace. Remember to like, subscribe, follow the Swagu Podcast. Peace and love, family.